The scent of mortality. Darkness looms, and we are the cast shadows. We play against the wall and wander through Hades, shades kept in the backroom hall of death's palace. The air changes, and we are drawn to the scent it carries. Want. That is the word the scent signifies. We want what is connected to the scent. A man with a sword stands next to the scented liquid. We reach out, and he gives me entrance. My lips touch the warm liquid. It enters me and takes me over. The want fulfilled. I remember. I have a name. I have a story. I once had life. I see the man before me as my son, Odysseus. Now I know pain. The pain of a mother, of a creator, of one deserted. He calls to me. Anticlea, my mother, do you not remember your son? I reply, my son, for years I waited by the shore to see your face returning to me. Why have you come to find me in the tomb of the underworld? It was in longing for your return that my mortal form perished. I stayed in the rays of the sun and stared at the changing moons, not able to eat because of the worry you gave me. My time you carelessly lost. Time. Time spent waiting, yet here there is no time, because there is nothing to count towards or from. He asks about his family. I reply, return to them before they too perish from your absence, or grow tired of waiting. He reaches out to embrace me. Again and again he tries, but he cannot grasp what I have become. He is pained by the words that I speak, but I speak true. I move back as others come forward to drink their fill of want. The want I now recognize as blood, the life force that no longer resides within us. Those who drink talk to my son. I can feel my mind wavering as the clarity that came with tasting the blood subsides. The want returns, and my condition is again with the shades. We wait for another chance to drink, but the man will not give us entrance. As the red liquid fades from our systems, we too fade, forever to remain as cast shadows in Persephone's halls.
Questions. If she can't move like the fish in the dirt, then maybe only moving takes air. He thought as if questioning whether to continue giving light to the night and the roads that he never knew existed. But fate only shows half its face to those concerned with future. So his timeline stopped because he was searching for a man of legend.
The deduction of being. My father is Zance and my mother is Addie. Their last name is Bundren, so my last name is Bundren. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, Cash, Jewel, Darrell, and Dewey Dell. All 4 were born before me, so I am the youngest. There is a train on the tracks behind the glass in town. We are going to town because my mother is a fish. Once I caught a fish and brought it home, but in the dirt it stopped moving, so Pa cut it up, burned it, and ate it. When my mother was in bed, she stopped moving. I was scared Pa was going to cut her up, burn her, and eat her. But then Cash made a box for her to stop moving in. Another time I got stuck in the corn crib and couldn't breathe because the rats were taking up all my air. If we put my mother in the box, she won't be able to breathe. So one day I put holes in the big end of her box so the air can come in. But if she can't move like the fish in the dirt, then maybe only moving takes air. Why is my mother a fish? I am not a fish because I can move and I have air. Cash couldn't move when he jumped in the canal to catch our mother, but he can breathe. We were going to town and the water came from the sky, but Pa said we could go across. He said it was too far to go around, so my mother tried to swim in the box, but the water and the horses were too fast, and then the box came to the top and Cash saved her. Pa put Cash's leg in cement, and then his eyes closed and opened, and Jewel rode the horse away from the wagon. Can Cash see the birds above the wagon? There were 2, and then my mother fell in the canal, and now there are 3. One night, my mother was in her box in a barn, and I watched Darrell go into the barn and set it on fire. He didn't know I saw it, but if the barn had burned with my mother in it, we wouldn't be able to go to town to see the train on the tracks. Jewel was red when he came out of the barn with the box on his back, and then it got hot, and then there were 4 birds. Dewey Dell says Santa Claus won't sell the train on the track to the town boys, but Pa says sugar and coffee cost so much. If God made the train on the track in town, why didn't he make me in town? Town boys get coffee and sugar and trains on tracks, but I am not a town boy, so I don't get coffee or sugar or trains on tracks. We put Darrell on a train because he kept saying yes, yes, yes. And then we got on the wagon, and Pa had new teeth, and someone who was not my mother got on, and Pa said she was the new Mrs. Bundren. I am Vardaman, and I am not a fish, but I am not a town boy either.
This is called I Am. Who am I? I am the creator of life. I am the peace giver. Without me, my people would have no hope, no faith. I alone, with my brush and tie, paint the eyes of an ever-watchful being. Without my being, my father and his father before him.
Look in the mirror, see through the eyes of the future, not the pain of the past, nothing.
Nothing to look toward for guidance, to bring peace, no truth.
Only war, fire, burning hatred, and selfishness. False.
Reality would loom above the city like a muscled storm cloud. My city, my precious home,
Ravaged and wrecked.
remains, stands as tall as this statue. It will not budge, despite the blows it takes.
Like a bruised woman on the side of the road.
It will stand strong, remaining in the hearts of those who know, who refuse to see something so beautiful in dim, deceitful light. Like the lights of the city below, the stars above flicker in and out of faith, as if questioning whether to continue giving light to the night. Here, in this moment, I feel closer to it than ever before. Each time I climb strenuous hours on feet, tied in to trust, I feel it. This is where my greatness shines, like the stars in city lights. From here, I can see everything. Heads of my people, hidden knives of our enemies, long and sharply curved, roads that I never knew existed, leading to places I've heard about but have never been.
Frightening.
Being elevated this high.
Frightening.
Being this close. I remove my mirror from my bag tied to the ladder. I stare at the blank expression, the faceless face. I feel it take over who I am. I close my own eyes so I can see. Inhale, turn around, open my eyes. Gripping the brush, I begin. I am the painter of eyes.